crazy. Like here's the video that I have not watched. This is heels versus babyface. Notice how there's no red bar on there, right? I didn't look at it. I also, as you can see, I haven't watched Birdman's video on this. So I'm going to give my own take on this, and then we can see Birdman's take. And then you'll see what I mean when like I can have my own opinions, and maybe we do have some overlap on how we approach this. But my approach is going to be vastly different than Birdman's approach.
3, 2, 1. God of War is back, baby. And
off rip, why keep that in? Why keep the countdown in?
This time, they're wearing a dress, and they're talking to a gooey cube, and I think they're doing the laundry or something. I might have read the name wrong, but I think I'm right. I wonder if they'll make me a sandwich.
Oh man, dog. Just incredible wit. Just incredible originality. I love it so much.
Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. You're never going to believe this. How many times are we going to start a video with that? But State of Play was absolute crap.
Oh, what a surprise. By the way, he's pushing like 60. What a surprise, though, that they are upset about the State of Play. The same State of Play that not only gave us the God of War trailer, but more Wolverine. They're saying that was a bad State of Play. This is one of Sony's best State of Play in literal years.
Wow, it's so well known for showcasing greatness to come. Oh my goodness me. I'm so glad that I missed it live, but when I caught it back later, where I could pause it, do it at my own leisure, oh my goodness me. I don't know. I think Ill was the only game that I was legitimately like, ooh, yeah. Oh yeah. I want to get me some of this.
Crazy.
Everything else, even that lovely woman who was ex-Bethesda, or, used to work for Bethesda, whatever, who used to go, and all that kind of stuff. Even her game
That he doesn't remember.
did nothing for me. Wolverine, maybe a decent gameplay loop, possibly.
See, this is the shit they always do too, mind you. They have to hate everything that comes out. We know this. They have to hate everything that comes out. To be like Wolverine, maybe decent gameplay loop, possibly. Maybe, possibly. And then for them to, he's going to shit on God of War Laufey, because of course he is. Tired of the video, and he's obviously those kinds of person. But I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. A game that they showed extensive gameplay for, that they showed the combat, cinematics, what have you, is going to get shitted on heavily. But a game that showed like a couple of vertical slices, that at least gets the benefit of possibly good gameplay, because he's going to like the Wolverine game, you guys. In public, he's going to say, it sucks, it's terrible, it's crap. But he's going to like the game because it's made exactly for him.
But again, we got race-changed heroes. Jean Grey looks like a dude.
Race-changed heroes. What hero was race-swapped in the Wolverine trailer? In the trailer where you only saw Wolverine, you only got to see Wolverine and Jean Grey. Technically, you also saw Sabretooth in like the after trailer, the sizzle reel. Who was race swapped? This is the fun part about reacting, because I can just look the video up myself. I can go to Wolverine State of Play, and we can go to the trailer. So Wolverine, and he's just killing people, and he's killing people, and it's a cutscene. And guess what? Jean Grey's here, and then he's also killing people like Wolverine does. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out who was race swapped. There's only 2 fucking people here. And that's sick. I'm sorry. If anything, it's crazy to me that Jean Grey is so gung-ho to get people to get eviscerated by comboing him and holding him. Oh, I'm sorry. Comboing her, holding her in place to throw back to Wolverine to get stabbed in the neck, got kirked out. And you're telling me that this sucks? This sucks to you. This is a maybe? But again, riding a motorcycle, stabbing people. Which hero has been race swapped? What hero has been race swapped? If anything, here's Wolverine being anti-woke by stabbing a black person through the neck. So again, who is race swapped? They think Mystique is race swapped. That's crazy because she's a blue woman, but she wasn't even in this trailer. Oh, there she is. Never mind. But she's blue. She's right here. If I can pause it right there. Like, she's blue and she looks normal. Like, she looks fine. There's Sabretooth. He's not race swapped. There's you like you. So mind you, this was the first minute of his video, a minute 45, and we are already catching him in lies. So bro's just yapping. TTB, the problem is these people aren't gamers. They played WoW a millennia ago, and now they hate on women using the games. Oh, I know these people are not gamers, and they use games as a vehicle to push their politics, but it's just funny to expose them.
And it's been worked on by Sweet Baby and people like that. So yourself up the you-know-where. Unsurprisingly, Silent Hill looked like trash.
Oh, I wonder why.
After the offering last year, which at least looked great, and the story was terrible. I was kind of hoping.
Did he say the story for Silent Hill was terrible? For Silent Hill 2? Is he saying that was terrible? Also, the reason why, and again, he won't give you any details about actually why he's not a fan of Silent Hill Townfall, but I'll give you a hint. We'll start this for some reason. We'll just see. I wonder if there's a reason why he might be. He's talking about Silent Hill F? Oh my God, that's even worse. To say the story was terrible in Silent Hill F? Oh, well, because it has to deal with women in the 60s and how they're afraid of being forced to conform in their society. So, gee, I wonder why. I wonder why he didn't like that one. But I wonder why he doesn't like Townfall. I wonder why he has a...
that maybe set in Scotland, we might get something a little bit half decent. No.
Right there. You heard it right there. You heard it right there.
Scotland. We might get something a little bit half decent. No.
Let me translate bigotry for you guys. This game is taking place in the country as also white people in it. So the fact that we are not playing as a white person, especially because the last game we also didn't play as a white person, is really upsetting me. That's the code. That's what he's saying. He's saying because the main character is black in Scotland, because that's weird apparently. It's gonna be bad.
No, it looked like generic slop. Now that Silent Hill's just a brand name, it's not about Silent Hill and stuff like that. Pick a location anywhere around the world, stick Silent Hill on it, Konami, boom!
Is he a LARPer? Silent Hill has a bunch of other games that doesn't take place in that location. What are we talking about?
Can we get some money, please? Can we milk you dry, please? Oh, my God. And then we had the announcement of a new God of War game. And is Kratos here? Is he back? Is he more brutal than ever? No, this time he's coming with laundry detergent, and I wish they could at least be funnier. Like, I wish they were more creative. It's just sexism. Like, that's all they got. And also, is Kratos back? Bitch, Ragnarok came out like, what, 3 years ago? You're telling me that you couldn't wait. Let's see. God of War 2022.
God of War Ragnarok came out in 2022. They also have a God of War game that's on a PS5. It's the 2D. It's like a 2D scroller, right? Side scroller. Came out this year. Sons of Sparta came out literally this year, February 12th. Guess who it's starring? Kratos. You're a big God of War fan. You is Kratos back? When did he leave? They're acting as if this is like Devil May Cry, which honestly, Devil May Cry is great, but they're acting as if this is like a DMC wait where you haven't had a chance to play as Kratos in like 6 years.
Dead wife.
My name is Jimmy Myers. I'm the narrative director on God of War La Fey.
My name is Elise Morgan, and I am...
Also, the way that, sorry, I have to, see, this is how you react.
He's coming with laundry detergent
On God of
is dead wife.
We're reducing La Fey, the entire focal point of the new God of War series. Mind you, this shit doesn't happen without her. Kratos was just in the house. When Baldur came looking, he wasn't looking for Kratos. He was looking for La Fey. The Leviathan axe was made for La Fey. Who did La Fey fight? Thor. Who did Thor remember? La Fey. Who was Odin trying to get rid of? La Fey. Everything about the first game, the literal journey in God of War 2018 only happens because of Faye. Her presence is felt throughout both games. And he wants to reduce that to just Kratos' dead wife. You could say that in the first God of War game, where in fact, he killed his wife. Her only point being there was to be his trigger to become the God of War. But to reduce her to this already is insane. But that's what they have to do. They have to reduce characters. But why would you want to play as, it'd be, okay, put it this way. It would be like if you were playing an X-Men game and you're like, you get to play as Scott Summers, Cyclops, leader of the X-Men with his optic blast, his strategic mind. By the way, Marvel Rivals, I'm re-downloading that because I love Cyclops. But they're like, oh, but in the second game, you play as his girlfriend. Which one? The reincarnation of the Phoenix, Jean Grey, the powerful telekinetic mutant, or his other girlfriend, the other powerful telepathic mutant, Emma Frost. The queen, the white queen from the Hellfire Club with the cuckoos, the Stepford Cuckoos. Also crazy powerful. Hey, we have a new Marvel game where you get to play as Black Panther. Hell yeah. And in some missions, they make you play as his ex-wife. You mean Storm? You mean an Omega level mutant? You're saying you don't want to play as someone who can electrocute and freeze and drown you in the same move? That's unappealing to you? Oh, that's just Kratos' wife. And she tamed Kratos. Kratos said she was the fiercest warrior he's ever met. She went toe-to-toe with Thor and walked away alive. Thor, mind you, Laufey is a Jotun. Thor in both Norse mythology and in Ragnarok history, like God of War, Thor is the Jotun slayer. All Thor does is get drunk and kill giants. That's literally Thor in a nutshell. And he ran to a giant. They ran the ones, and he didn't even come back for her. She gave that motherfucker PTSD, okay? He didn't come back for her. And you're trying to be like, oh, it's just his wife. Yeah, I would like to see the woman who was able to both best Thor, make Odin sweat, and also tame Kratos. Yeah, I want to see how she was moving.
My name is Jimmy Myers. I'm the narrative director on God of War La Fey.
My name is Elise Morgan, and I am the lead writer on God of War La Fey.
My first experience with God of War was playing 2018.
I started my first God of War game with 2018 as well.
Oh, wow. I would have never have been able to tell. By the way, this introduction into Faye video is going down except...
Oh, so we're also using an extension. We're also using the dislike extension that's not accurate at all. I love how all these grifters use these same exact tactics. It makes it easy for me, but also difficult because I have to avoid saying the same exact shit all the time. But they rely on this. Listen. So you see in this video, and then It's also in this fucking video, well, not video, really, this picture, where Shitpost Rock, who, if you guys follow him on Twitter, he's just this, I mean, a terrible account. But look at this shit. They're also using the extension that is not accurate at all. This is a representation of all the people who download that extension and then used it. But this is not a representation of everyone who's seen the video. They should bring back the dislike count. Honestly, I mean, you can kind of see it on the back end if you're a creator. There's no real purpose to have the dislike count publicly, honestly. You sure you didn't watch the Berman video? I'm 100% positive I didn't watch the video. But there's going to be some points we are going to, you know, both hit because they're obvious tactics we've seen.
Exceptionally well, with 39,000 upvotes and 39,000 downvotes. It's like splitting the fan base in half. Where have we heard that?
And again, how can you say this is splitting the fan base? Do you think every single person who watches or who loves God of War watched that video? Interesting how he's, you know what, let's do a little test here. Because I like how he's blocking off the views. I can find the video pretty quickly though, right? It's just the God of War, is it introduction? Introducing Lawfey. Let's see, this is the video. Yes, so Introducing Lawfey has almost 2 million views, right? 56,000 likes. So this is obviously not accurate, but 2 million, almost 2 million views, right? And a lot of the comments are pretty good, actually. But 2 million views damn near, right? But this video has 7.5 million views. So are you telling me that there are only roughly 9 million people who at all care about God of War? It's kind of hard to split the fan base. It's kind of hard to split the fan base. Oh, 355,000 views. Oh, so that means that the fan base shrank, right? Like, their arguments are so stupid. This is not indicative of anything. Again, like I said before, using online likes as a metric of anything serious is stupid. And I will use myself as an example. Do you guys think only 28,000 people, only 551.7K, you think these are the only people who are aware of who he is? Is this representative of his entire audience? Or is this representative of a subsection that happened to see my post and then liked it? Because if we go to this post, 82 people liked it. But if we go to the view quotes, I'll probably top one. Yes. But this one also had 4,000 people like this one. Oh, this on Mike from PA, 1.2K liked it. From VO, 1,000 people liked it. 600 people liked it. 500 people liked it. 537. Like, so you see what I mean?
Over the course of the last dozen or so years. But I think it's going to be a lot more than half when this game eventually comes out. So just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, the next God of War installment is actually God of War Laundry. Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
God, they're so unfunny. Hold on, 1 second. I'm getting hot. They're so unfunny, dude. Like, they're so not funny. God of War Laundry. God of War Laundry. Wait, hold on. I need a soundboard. I know. Oh yeah, I'm playing God of War Laundry.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So if you were expecting Kratos to take center stage for the next installment of God of War, then you're probably a sexist, misogynist, or something like that. And if you are based, drop me a subscription. We need to stick together, people of. Anyway, so this is.
I'm also curious about this guy's. I've never go to this guy's channel, by the way. Almost 400K subscribers, dog. Jesus Christ, dude. BBC knocking at my door. You notice how if you were to go here, and then if you were to go to like Nerdrotic or Critical Drinkers or Geeks and Gamers, they all talk about the same thing at the same time. Assassin's Creed Hex, aka the gayest Assassin's Creed made, is in massive trouble. Like, these people are such fucking losers. And they always have to AI shit that doesn't exist. They always have to AI shit that does not exist.
Is his wife, Faye, whatever, who's dead, and this is her in some sort of afterlife, whatever that may be, even though...
Whatever that may be. It's called the Everyone. Did you not even do your due diligence? Of course you didn't. But did you not even just sit and watch a trailer? Like, are your ears just for decoration?
It kind of looks, Jesus wept, horrible. That's actually...
There's, again, do you see how hard they have to pretend this looks bad on any technical visual level? They're showing you exactly this thing, and they're like, oh my god, my eyes can't handle this. By the way, here's Az on face cam. I feel like if you can tolerate this
sort of afterlife, whatever that may be, even though it kind of looks, Jesus wept, horrible. That's actually meant to be Deborah Ann Worrell, I think is how you pronounce her name.
Doesn't even know her name. Deborah Ann Wall doesn't even know her name. And he's like, that's supposed to be. You dog, you can't tell? You can't tell this is Deborah Ann Wall? I think it's supposed to be some lass or whatever. You know, I can't tell. I can only recognize women when they have 80 kilos of makeup on.
And this is her in some sort of afterlife, whatever that may be, even though it kind of looks, Jesus wept, horrible. That's actually meant to be Deborah Ann Worrell, I think is how you pronounce her name. Karen Page from Daredevil, if you were wondering. Somebody from Vampire Diaries. Also, I never watched the show, but
what a big fan he is of this actress. He's so much a fan of her that he's upset that she doesn't look how she looks in one show. Because that's just her face. This is just her face.
She's been on about it, so there you go. It's her, and yet she's very attractive in real life, very beautiful woman. And of course, because it's a Western game, they've managed to make her look like a haggard old cow. But
you are 51.
Afterlife, so you know she's gonna be a little bit rough.
And I love that. I love when they do that shit so much. When they go, oh, but you're gonna say, completely valid criticism, but I'm gonna do a voice to make it seem like it doesn't matter. Because I'm gonna just say, oh yeah, well look at, I know she wasn't in Vampire Diaries, she was in True Blood, but like, oh yeah, well look at X Japanese game with a different aesthetic.
These are literally the people who are doing the Lord of the Rings B&W meme. You can accept that there are dragons, elves, and talking trees, but you can't accept a 2021 BMW 5 Series 530i with optional heated seating.
I love how all of their jokes is the same shit. It's the same shit. They don't even understand how to do absurdism. Like, they don't even know how to do absurdist comedy. Because this right here does not highlight the point they're trying to make. Because yes, this is something anachronistic, right? To an insane degree, which breaks the suspension of disbelief. A woman who died not wearing makeup is in no way, shape, or form the equivalent of having a BMW in Lord of the Rings.
Why are you so bigoted? Or in this case, sexist, misogynistic. Pick a buzzword. Pick a buzzword to attack fans.
The irony is so strong here. If I was Magneto, I could literally pull him through my screen, okay? Like, holy shit.
Of what was a brutal, male-dominated franchise, which has now received the Disneyfication, cutesy-wootsy, gender-swapping.
Disneyfication, cutesy-wootsy. This is the Disney This is the Disneyfication. Let's look at how Disney this is. My favorite Disney movie was when a woman was getting punched in the face and bloodied. Do you guys remember that Disney film where a woman picks up a fucking sword and does this to people? Get him, Frank. Remember that Disneyfication when you ripped out someone's soul and then stabbed their soul? Remember that shit? Yeah, this is Mulan, right? This is just like Mulan. This is just like, by the way, I'm muted because I won't get clapped. But this is just like Mulan, you guys. Yeah. I remember this in Disney movies. Especially when she air juggles. When she air juggles her enemies right here. It's so adorable. Definitely not a violent game at all.
Element which for some reason Western game studios feel they need to do because they can't lose enough money. Yes, the franchise which brought us blood, gore, dismemberment, hella violence, sex, nudity, it's now pink. It's now got pink sparkly bits in it. It's got a cutesy wootsy little chipmunk.
Got a cutesy. So that was happening prior to this game, by the way. He's talking about Ratatosk, which again, if you knew anything about Norse mythology, he lives in Yggdrasil. Ratatoskr is an actual mythological creature in Norse mythology.
Type of creature. Oh my god, isn't it just like the best? When's the plushie coming out so I can snuggly wuggly it? And she's gonna get herself a sidekick, which is a jelly cube that speaks and is voiced by Jack Quaid, because I guess he needs work after the boys. And that's where we've come
me when I don't understand how acting works
to now. These male-dominated, violent.
So notice how he's just repeating himself. He has nothing to say.
Fun, power fantasy that we have are all being stripped away. No, you can't have masculinity. You must have femininity. You need to know what this strong, beautiful, dead wife.
Hi guys, I'm a 51-year-old man. Let me big face this. Hi everyone, I'm a 51-year-old man, and my masculinity is playing video games. I've tied my entire identity as a male. If the games I play have women as leads, I can't do it because I'm so masculine. You see, I'm such a strong, manly man that if I even see pink, I'm going to make a 14-minute video crying about it. I'm going to lose my mind over pronouns. I'm going to, mind you, I'm sorry. He's afraid of pink. What's happening here? Looks pretty pink here. Looks pretty not masculine.
Has got to. It looks like Avowed, which was a mega flop as well from Obsidian. It looks utterly generic. It's been done a million times before.
No, it hasn't though. That's the shit they always say. They don't have any actual critiques. So it's just, it looks generic. It does have the same art style as the other God of Wars because it's the same company. But technically speaking, no. This is look at how Faye looked in Ragnarok, okay? This is her in Ragnarok, all right? This is how she looks in Ragnarok. This was her in PS4. And this is her now. You're telling me the level of fidelity, the facial capture, all this stuff is the same? It looks generic. And also, this is her in a memory from Kratos. So one thing they do in film to highlight a memory typically is to make everything look lighter and softer, more idyllic, because this is the time in someone's life that they're idolizing. It's nostalgia. It's literally rose-colored glasses. It's softer, right? Compared to the rest of the game. But yes, I could tell this was Deborah Ann Woll, just like I could tell this is Deborah Ann Woll. Because if you type in Deborah Ann Woll, this is what she looks like. This is the actress. Not this, because this one she was like 20 years old. She's 41 years old now. This is her when she was younger. This is her when she was younger. This is her with makeup on. This is her with her hair done. This is Deborah Ann Woll. They even got the moles in the same spot. Like, this is who she is. It's a fucking 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1. See, they used this picture of her, headshot, ideally lit, younger. So guess what? They use this version of her in this comparison, which also is them using AI, because that's not how she looked even in the game I just showed you. This is how she looked. And this is how she looks now. Like this is just how she looks. Fans don't realize she's both. Yes, they do. Because it's a 1-to-1. These are 1-to-1 shots.
And of course, all the discourse around it won't mention any of the things that I've just gone through. No.
Because you've mentioned nothing. The most you've mentioned was there's a cube. And that's it. The discourse you're saying people are going to ignore is the same shit people have already been talking about. We've heard 100 times, oh, he used to be masculine and strong, and now it's a girl. Like, and you can't even do the whole, I'm trying to have serious discourse, when you literally started this video off calling her the god of laundry.
It will just talk about, oh, you're scared that there's a woman as the main protagonist. Even though games recently like Stellar Blade have excelled.
Oh, who's surprised?
Type of woman, because Eve was an attractive woman with long legs and buttocks and breasts. Remember those? No, they're long gone. And a beautiful face and stuff like that, as well as great gameplay. That's the wrong type of woman.
I like how he focused on everything and then like, oh yeah, in the gameplay. But also too, there's always going to be a Stellar mention. But when they make that argument, what they don't understand is that they are proving everyone right. Because like I've said before, if you have caveats on the women that you do not have on male characters, you do not like women. You like a very specific type. And like I mentioned in my video talking about the Stellar Blade trailer, these guys, their attraction, their markers for attraction is anime. That's it. If the woman looks like she's in one of my animes, then she's perfect. But if she doesn't look like that, then I'm going to have a negative reaction and say that this is the fall of men. Right? Because it's never the other way around. It's never the other way around. They have nuance when it comes to Eastern games, right? Where it's like, well, this is the culture. She has a baby face because that's what they look like. Women in Korea look like this. Women in this country look like this. But when it comes to Western games, it's like, no, they're making them ugly. They're making them all ugly. And like I mentioned before, if that's the case, then someone could easily say, and they're making all Asian characters look like children. And that would be just as valid as what you're saying.
You got to have a fugly Karen. That's the new norm.
And what makes her a Karen? What in this video makes her a Karen?
Our female character, it's like Jean Grey from the Wolverine game.
Jean Grey from the Wolverine game, when she was helping Wolverine murder people. But now she's a Karen. There wasn't even dialogue for her. She threw someone out of a car and just like said like 2 lines to Wolverine, but she's automatically a Karen.
Apart from that, looks like a dude. The writers.
Again, I'm sorry, I can't let that shit go. This is who he's saying looks like a dude. This is who he's saying. If this is what a dude looks like, then you guys have no concept of women. Like you're literally only capable of seeing women if it's like your animes or porn. That's it. You can't identify this as a woman? You can't identify. If anything, my one critique is that Insomniac women tend to look the same, but this is clearly a woman. Like, this is a dude to you. Like, this is what I'm talking about. People are unserious people. They only know buzzwords. They cannot critique. They cannot analyze. That's also why he has shown no footage, no B-roll footage of literally anything he's talking about. We watched this video so far. There was not a single clip of Wolverine, not a single clip of Jean Grey, not a single clip of any of the shit he's talking about, because reality betrays him. So he has to work on the assumption that his audience will not do what I'm doing.
This thinly disguised fetish coming through every single time. That's where we are now. Dan's Gaming posted the most generic fence-sitting, sweeping slop tweet. Must protect my overlords in the corporation, otherwise I might not get my little figurines or invites or free game codes or whatever.
What are you talking about? I'm sorry, dude, you're 51 years old and you're still doing that. I'm gonna make a voice because I don't like what this person's saying. Like, Jesus Christ. You know you're washed, by the way, when your biggest pop-off was fucking pronouns, gender ambiguity, modern day California. Like, that's when you know you're washed. And he tries to imitate that all the time. And he just never had those highs. Tired, been done a million times, gender swap, Disneyfication of a, like, he will talks about buzzwords. He said this in his tweet, and he said the exact same things in his video. So you could just read the tweet. I'm going to skip this part because there's no value here. There's no value here.
Because it's a Disneyfication of a brute animals and gelatinous cube.
He said this shit 3 separate times already.
Are there making silly millennial dialogue. Oh my God.
That's also one of my favorite critiques these losers come up with. It's millennial dialogue. No, dog, you just don't know how screenwriting works. You just don't know how writing works. Writing evolves. When you were watching movies in the 80s and they're set in current times, that's how they spoke. But now you have a nostalgic viewpoint of them. The God of War series was never like, thou shalt not pass, Zeus, for you have slighted me. No. It's always talked like this. And if anything, the writing's much better, but they don't know how to critique writing. So everything, it's like everyone's saying, oh my God, it's just Marvel dialogue. Punchy, quippy dialogue is not Marvel dialogue. Okay? Millennial dialogue, what is that? What, can he define it?
Where a beautiful woman is uglified in the name of progress. And
shadowboxing,
as I've just mentioned, that kind of fits alongside a cancelled CW show. Oh, no. We're all crying because, oh, it's a woman. Shut the fuck up. In actual fact, Domino's in the UK has decided to join our side of this equation.
Of course, listen, I'm going to be mean. Of course, the fucking fat dude brings up Domino's joining our side. Yeah, buddy, I'm sure you were the first person to know that Domino's UK has incels running. I'm sure you got that email where it said, our most valued rewards member, look at what we just posted on Twitter. I am positive that Domino's tweet was on your front door, was on your doorstep.
Responding to the discussing film tweet about the game, God of War, Laufey. What a stupid name.
Oh my God, please bring out the tired argument of, I don't understand branding, and go like, why would you call it God of War Laufey? She's not the God of War. Why not just call it Laufey, a God of War story or something?
God of War Laufey. And the fact that it's actually so close to laundry is just poetically hilarious. The
Not close to
memes have
laundry.
been flowing like fine wine from a Grecian busty. Anyway, God of War game with no Kratos equals pepperoni passion with no pepperoni. Exactly. You take away God of War, and this game releases as Laufey. Nobody is going to give this a second look.
Once again, I have not watched this video. Right? We're watching it together. But once again, it is the I don't understand branding. Yeah, dumbass. That's the point. They want eyeballs on it. It's the reason why when series have sequels, they attach the identifiable part to it. Like, you are now talking about Domino's Pizza. What if they were just called Pizza UK? Would you have given a shit if they tweeted that? Like, you are proving the point. You guys intentionally misunderstand things. I don't know how marketing works. You're telling me if they released this game and just called it Laufey, if they released a game called Laufey, no one would pay attention. And guess what? If I released a game called Vice City and didn't have Grand Theft Auto attached to it, you think people would still buy it? Like, what a dumbass. That's one of the dumbest points they bring up. But they're supposed to be gamers.
Nobody will give a shit. It'll be like, as I've mentioned, Avowed. It'll be like the Avengers game that lost Square Enix $50 million. It'll be like...
But the Avengers game had the word Marvel in it. So it's not like the Avengers game. It's not like the Avengers. It was called literally Marvel's Avengers. That goes against your point you were making.
Spoken, which got absolutely hammered as well. All of those crap games. This looks just as bad as they do.
Insane to say that.
Put that God of War in because you know it's the only thing that is going to attempt to carry this tired, boring, I'm gonna have to say it, formula of usurping male franchises.
Oh my God, you are such a whiny bitch, dog. You are such a whiny little bitch. So not only do you not understand how marketing works, but now you're calling the game boring, which you haven't played, and saying it's usurping. It's like you don't understand how games work. Kratos has been the main focus in a bunch of games. You always have access to Kratos. But if you want this story, if you want this universe, if you want this franchise to survive, then you have to understand something very important, okay? And I have to go through forgive me, I have to scroll through my Twitter for a second. But this is completely related to this. I hope I kept the bookmark on this. But there's a reason why God of War is popular nowadays. And here's the reason why, okay? I want you guys to look at a chart real quick, all right? Let's just look at sales, because these people love metrics, right? These are the entire God of War franchise sans Sons of Sparta. We'll go from bottom up. Number 10, Ghost of Sparta. Number 9, the God of War Collection. 8, God of War Ascension. God of War Chains of Olympus. God of War 2. God of War 3 Remastered. God of War 3. So, this is the original God of War series. Notice how the top 2 are the newer series. You guys want this franchise to stay the exact same? Then the franchise dies, because God of War Ascension sold 3 million copies, which is less than the game that preceded it, which was God of War 3. It had nearly a 4 million sales drop. This was the last God of War game before God of War 2018. 2018 hit numbers that literally nothing in the original trilogy combined hit. Just do quick math. Round this up to 8. Round this up to 6. Round this up to 5. That's 19 million. The first God of War reboot game or continuation game, reboot, got 23 million. Got 23 million. 23 million, right off rip from the one game. No God of War game from the original trilogy combined even got close to that. So all the time you guys talk about this is the Kratos we want, it clearly not. Because even though people think God of War Ragnarok is the bad game, which I'm like, you guys are just fucking sheep if you think it's a bad game. I'm so sorry. Also sold more than any of the original God of War games. Handedly. The highest selling God of War game from the original trilogy is God of War 3. This game doubled that. This is the lifetime sales of God of War 3, which came out like PS3, talking like 2010. It had from 2010 onwards. This game doubled the lifetime sales of it. That is why God of War is continuing as a series, is because of this. It's because of these two games. People like what they're doing here. So when they're like, hey, who are we going to listen to? This balding dumbass who clearly hasn't actually really been a God of War fan, or the people who are telling us with their wallets, this is the story that we like. We love what you've done with Kratos, that he's matured, that he's more of a character. Because, and this I can tell he's a fake fan, in God of War 3, Kratos realized his anger, the thing that they love him for, he hates about himself. He realized during God of War 3 that all he caused was destruction and suffering, and it didn't make him better. He literally ruined the world. It's ruined. And so he sacrifices himself as a final act of atonement to give hope to the remaining people of that planet, of that universe, that world, whatever you want to call it. So the seeds of his redemption that we see in God of War and God of War Ragnarok were planted in God of War 3, because Cory Balrog's been with the series from the beginning. So he understands the character. Heels versus Babyface doesn't understand storytelling at all. It's boring, is what I'm getting at. Your favorite word, boring. It'd be boring if you just did another Kratos game off rip. You need to miss a character. You want to know why people like Wolverine as characters popped off? It's because they were interesting and they weren't overexposed. Wolverine wasn't on every team. He wasn't in every comic book. So when you got to see him, it was like a little treat. Look at that cool guy. But once you start to overexpose, then you get into fucking weird storylines, right? Now Wolverine's entire past has been explained because they had to do it. That lessens the mystique. The Joker is a really popular and powerful Batman villain when he's not overly used. Because you miss him, there's a buildup. So you're like, ooh, what's he gonna do now? It's been so long since we've seen him. But we know when he shows up, shit goes down. You've been playing Kratos this entire time, and you can't even handle playing as his awesome wife. Because you don't like women. Because your masculinity is, I need to play as a shirtless, sweaty, muscular man. Because look at me in real life. This is how I look in real life. I need to be Kratos. I need to be him. And it's like, then the universe dies. That's it. No more Kratos. There's no more money in it. No one gives a shit anymore because they're just an angry guy.
To feminize it because masculinity is toxic. I've said this a million times as well, but I'm going to reiterate it once more because I genuinely mean it. I cannot wait for the AAA Western gaming industry to fucking die. It absolutely deserves.
See, and again, when they say shit like this, I'm like, you don't like video games. You don't like video games at all. I know they like to give a caveat and say, but I'm talking about the Western game, not my Eastern games that do the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over. There's a reason why the games, the Eastern games, even though There are a lot of great games that come from the East. There's a reason why when you think of big AAA games and moneymakers and stuff, you're not talking about NetEase. You're talking about Red Dead Redemption. You're talking about Rockstar games. You're talking about Naughty Dog games because that's what they do. They are successful because they know the market. You don't. You think your fucking gacha games are the future. You think every game's gonna be Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert sales, Stellar Blade sales, don't come close to the shit that happens out here, dog. It doesn't. Because of the stuff we've talked about. Stellar Blade's director and CEO admitted themselves that the first game's story was ass. The Crimson Desert devs are talking about, yeah, we didn't get a good story out. And that impacts it. Like, and no one's talking about it being toxic masculinity. In fact, Kratos is one of the best examples of positive masculinity. He is stoic, but he's always cared for his family. He only acts in violence in servant in serving in that task of protecting his family and friends. Kratos doesn't just go around killing people because he's mad. That was his evolution. He still murders the shit out of people, but he doesn't want to do that. He's able to control himself, to show restraint, because it's not masculine when you're the strongest person around and you're just going to beat up people because they made you upset. It's not masculine to whine on the internet as a 51-year-old man over a girl in a video game and saying that they're feminizing my video games. They're getting rid of masculinity. Learn from Kratos. Control your emotions.
It's been killing itself for over a decade now.
Killing itself for over a decade now, and yet stronger than ever. How's that work? You know, GT. This is the thing too. This is the funny thing to me. They say they want the Western AAA scene to die, and yet all of these people are geeking for Grand Theft Auto 6. They cannot wait for Grand Theft Auto 6. That is a Western developer. That is AAA. This game has been developed for like 13. That is a AAA game. So you want this industry to die, but you also want Grand Theft Auto 6? How does that work? You guys think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make $1 billion? What industry do you think that's going to go towards? Indie? Like, what are you talking about? This is the shit I be talking to you guys about, though. They have no praxis. They literally just say shit. They hear something, they hear it in their head over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then they go, well, Western games are bad, but I can't wait for the Witcher 3 expansion pack. But Western games are bad, but I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 6. But Western games are bad, but I can't wait for insert giant game. But Western games are bad, and I want the industry to fail. But also, I'm going to be calling in sick when GTA drops. Like, what sense does that make?
And we're now in a situation where we are being preached to as what we should be getting as video games, because what
no one's preaching to you
is just aligning with their own values and sensibilities, aka they have none. No, gamers are a group of people that you don't fuck about with. Yeah?
What are gamers gonna do? Sign a fucking petition? Oh, free Stellar Blade?
Hi, my name is Jonathan. I would wish the video games to go back to they used to back then when I was a kid. No censorship. I hate censorship in general. They're trying to ruin everything. Thank you. Support this.
Please shut up. Please. Please uncensor Stellar Blade. Games would be fun that way. Oh boy.
Yeah, dog, I'm fucking shaking. I'm just kidding on you this camera.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey, and I think this petition needs to come through to have all of the
played, because I'm not gonna lie, in the past like 5 to 6 years, it hasn't really actually been a very good game out, and I was really looking forward to playing it up until I heard the whole censor shit nonsense from Sony, because they got
this is who oh, don't piss these people off, or they're gonna make another petition. They're gonna do another Stellar Blade petition. Oh no.
One of these groups of people where we get scared away by bad words. You want bad words? Holy fucking shit. We can bring those to the table.
Oh, you guys were edgy. We're gamers. We don't get scared of bad words unless it's woke. Then I will shit myself and I will make 100 videos talking about how wokeness is ruining everything and DEI and CRT and LMOs and IPOs and all those things.
No problem whatsoever. Call us what you want. We don't give a shit. And
I'm sorry, what? What? Dog, the second someone says gamers are losers, it's like, we're no longer the target audience. They don't need gamers anymore. They don't respect us. What are you talking about?
another thing that we do is we're very discerning about where our cash goes.
No, you're not.
If you don't want to make something that we want to play, if you want to take a franchise that people love and feminize it because that's what you feel we should need, then that money's going to go to another company, an indie developer, a AA developer that is going to give people what they actually want.
This is so stupid. This is so stupid. This is why I'm always mean to gamers. Because you have these dumbasses trying to speak for all of us. No, idiot. Here's how it works. You don't know what you want. You don't. And you want to know how? Because, like we just highlighted, you thought you wanted more of the same God of War. And then they gave it to you, and you guys said, actually, we don't want to play this shit anymore. And then they gave you a completely new God of War with new visuals, an over-the-camera perspective, a cinematic approach. And you guys bought that shit like crazy. And then they did it again. And you're like, you know what? We'll buy it again too. Notice how 15 million more than 3 million? Notice how 23 million more than 3 million? Notice how that's... You notice how now God of War is becoming a mega franchise and getting its own TV show on Amazon? That wasn't happening during this shit. There was no God of War film greenlit during this shit. Because these are niche numbers, my guy. These are big numbers. More people are tapping in to God of War and Ragnarok than they have the original series, dog. And that's because this has broader appeal. This is doing something correct. This was not, because this was more of this. And they already had 3 games of this. So after 3 games of this shit, people are like, man, I kind of want something different. While God of War 2 sold 4.25 million. Yeah. And then God of War Ragnarok sold 15 mil. You don't want the same thing. You don't want the same thing. Because if you wanted the same thing, these numbers should be higher than these 2 numbers. And then the notion that they're like, gamers deserve this. No, shut up. Developers make the game they want to make, right? And then you play it and you're like, oh, I love this shit. Do you think people are like, oh, well, I want to make this really cool game idea I have, and we're excited to play it, but the players, they're not going to... No, they make the game first. They make the game, and then you play it, or don't play it. But they're not making the game with you in mind insofar as like, I hope AZ and all these other losers really think our characters are hot. They're making this game because they're passionate about it, and there's a story that they want to tell. And so they want to make sure it's a higher quality, which is why they're not doing yearly releases of this shit, right? They're taking some time to build a story that people are really tapping into. Like he's advocating for slop.
So make your slop all day long. This game, I guarantee you, is going to sell nowhere close to the God of War games. In actual fact,
Which games though? This is also what they do too. He didn't say the game's not going to sell well. This is something Smash JT did also. Well, he tried to pivot with Ghost of Yote. They're not going to tell you this game's not going to sell well, because then there'd be obvious lies. But then they'll say it won't sell as much. As much as what game? If my first game sold 100 million copies and my second game sold 999 or sold 99 million copies, yeah, it didn't sell as much as the first game, but it still sold a shit ton. So like, what is the point there? Like literally, there's God of War games that didn't sell as much as God of War.
the more that they will double down, which they will in the future, the more that we see of this crap, which will come out, the more people will be put off and the more people will refuse to buy it.
No, that's not going to happen.
It's another
Non-binary
shotgun to the face on purpose by the AAA Western gaming industry. You get what you fucking deserve. I'll see you guys and gals in the next video. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Baloo Boo.
He's so boring too. Like, not charming, not funny, not interesting at all. Of course, the man children won't like this. They want everything as used to be. Before they had to live on their own. Before daddy left mommy because of the disappointment of his son. Before mommy got a new boyfriend, Tyrone, who takes his stepfatherly duties very seriously. Don't worry, child. You will find a new father figure. Just say you don't like women. They've never touched you. It's 2026 and they're still doing this. This is how you know you're washed too. Because you're on the grifter echo chamber and there's still people dogging you.